You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, know when to
Well
run.
then, my mate Skinklord tells me it's time that I started adding commentary to my videos, so no time like the present, an experiment to see if I can talk bollocks throughout the entire duration of a World of Tanks replay. Here we are on Severogorsk. I'm in the M18 Hellcat, and Skink is tandem with the M36 Jackson, another fantastic Tier 6 tank destroyer. What I generally like to do at the start of a game is, if I don't have any clear plan of where I'll be going, I wait to see how the force develops, how they disperse, to avoid lemming trains. On here you can see the fantastic stealth rating of the Hellcat. Even your own teammates can't see where you're going. So most of the force heading out to the 9-0 line, so Skink and I decide we'll be hitting the 1-2 line, until we realise that absolutely fucking no one else is going this way, and yeah, Tier 6 US tank destroyers can't quite tank on their own. Would have been a different story in a T-150 or KV-1S, but sadly that is not the case here. So we enact Operation Get the Fuck Out, and head over to the communal clusterfuck in the 9-0 line. Not sure why the Su-152 is deciding to roll down the river. It's a pretty terrible position for a linear tank destroyer like that. But he's driving his tank, I'm driving mine. The observant among you may have noticed we've got a fail platoon with a Hetzer here. He puts up a brave face though. Rolling up to spot a nice soft AMXM 445. Ping a shot into the turret because there's practically no armor there, and he dings me in return. He was aimed on the gun mantlet, which is pretty troll in this machine, but unfortunately for me I pulled back at just the right time to give him a shot at the turret cheek, go straight through because the armor on a Hellcat couldn't even stop a wet fart, to be frank. Now, trading health shot for shot with a Tier 7 Heavy is not the best use of a Hellcat. You're always going to come off second best in that situation. So I just let the IS move up, occupy his attention, and whack a shot into a mountain there. With the Hellcat you really have to play either at a great distance or utilise your teammates to occupy your opponent's attention. Cannon fodder is vitally important. And we see that the enemy has realised there's nothing on the west and push through, so move up to hopefully get some shots across there. You'll see he's taking out our artillery, who failed to heed my advice earlier on moving. Type 64 should have that under control, and plug a couple of shots into the side of the Unless the LC has spotted me, that guy has no chance of seeing me. Well outside of his spotting range. When a wild T-49 appears. Mounting the 57mm. Probably the least necessary use of a gold shell ever. Not sure that he really needs it in a Tier 7 game anyway, but full power to him. My aim has been shocking this game. I'd like to think it was lag, but the honest truth is more likely to be an error detected between the keyboard and the chair. Yeah, T-3485 trying to captain this point is not wise. But this is really where I want to be, at long range, taking shots at opponents either unaware of me or too preoccupied with the rest of the meat sacks on my force. Unfortunately, our team, apart from a couple of lone stragglers up north, are all clustered into roughly 2 squares, so it's time to shift and open up another angle. 6v6, unfortunately their 6 are mostly Tier 7, and ours are not. To be fair, the Hetzer does have a kill to his name, but I don't really fancy his chances against the Tiger. Well, with the Panzer IV is going to beat up taken care of, I decide to roll up and plonk shots into the soft hull of the T-29. Turning to notice me, back off, pop back out when he's busy engaging our BDR. Turret faces slow enough to manage. onto the AMX so that just as soon as I crest over with just my turret showing, the dispersion reticle will lock onto the target, showing me when to stop moving. Plug a couple of shots into the side, and he unfortunately gets his tracks back up, and the position is no longer tenable. So now it's down to just myself and a Crusader versus a Tiger, 2 Tier 7 tank destroyers, and a 5916 Tier 6 scout. Not the best odds, but we'll see what we can do. Spot the AMX, aim for the brain tumor, take a shot, pull back. A front-on engagement with that thing is not favourable, but luckily he backs off. And the one thing you will note about the Hellcat, it's not a medium. The turret traverse is absolute trash, so pre-turning the turret ready for a drive-by, something I picked up on the main streets of South Auckland. Race through, lock on target, drive-by execution. I was going to follow through, but my teammate Skink told me to pull back because the Tiger was there. Should have trusted my instincts and raced past it. The recent nerf to the Tiger's turret traverses, it's already bad, it's just atrocious now. So the only thing I've got left to do is juke and jive and try to avoid his gun. Failed with the retrack. And try and get him to shoot snow instead of me. It almost works. Until I start rolling uphill at low speed, he plugs a shot into me, and I get bum rushed by the scout. Boom goes the dynamite. My platoon mate Skinklord and I have this running gag for the sad truth that you can't really rely on your teammates to do the right thing. So if there's something that you know needs to be done, you've got to be the responsible adult and do it yourself. Normally this involves us redeploying to cover massive gaping holes in the front lines, a thankless task that normally tends to get you killed. But then again, running and hiding like a bitch tends to get you killed anyway, and it's better to die in service to a victory than perpetuating the fail train. So the trick is knowing when to be the responsible adult and when to play selfishly, basically. In this game, we had absolutely no chance of holding off an enemy attack. Our deaths would have been pointless, and we wouldn't really have achieved any noticeable impact on the game at all. Hence the intro music snippet from The Gambler. As it was, I managed to pick up 3k damage and top billing on the team, and Skink netted himself 1k and 5th place, simply because we took up positions where we wouldn't be the sole target for all enemy guns. Certainly I didn't play very well in this match, and undoubtedly there's more that I could have done. I could have disengaged from the final showdown with the Tiger, try and pop off the radar and play a bit of cat and mouse with them, but it's questionable whether I would have won in the end of that anyway. The Hellcat doesn't really have much in the way of an ammo loadout, and the 5916 would have been fairly dab-hand at tracking me down and killing me. But all these things aside, the video, although not the most amazing gameplay, is at least enough to showcase the point that you really do have to pick your fights.